Looking back over the podcast list for today's podcast, we had a lot of fun things to talk about. My favorite might be the very first thing we talk about.
Which was?
When is it too early?
To complain?
To complain. Like, how early does it need to be? We also...
To, like, a manager.
We also talk about Obadiah Plays. There's a web poll up for what I'm going to be doing later today.
So depending on when you're listening to this, he might have already chosen the winner.
Yeah.
Or have already played it with Obadiah Plays. So if you follow us on RadioU and RadioU Riot on Facebook, and then make sure you sign up to get all the notifications, when Obi goes and does an Obadiah Plays, you'll be told right away.
The other thing is, I was thinking, like, I've been streaming in the afternoon. I thought about maybe streaming at night instead.
That's a good idea.
Like, waiting until later in the evening to do the streaming.
All the other gamer guys, their windows are later.
Yeah, like, it's always later. So I thought of maybe doing that. So let's see. We got that. The Centers for Disease Control has a very important message for you. Something they really need to talk to you
chickens.
about chickens and Halloween. LeBron James and the weirdest news. I still feel like at some point today,
it'll be
this
a joke.
Thing that we talk about, there's going to be some kind of retraction about it.
No, I just think he's more into the Hollywood stuff than, or his company is.
Right.
And so they're going to attach his name to a lot of things that they're trying to use that to get the rights or to be able to win it.
So there's that. Netflix, Roman Reigns, athletic awards, streamers, not the kind that you hang from the ceiling.
No, but streaming.
Yeah. So you guys enjoyed today's podcast, and you know the deal. We'll be back tomorrow.
Have a great day.
It's the Riot.
Ever grab milk right out of the fridge to pour in your cereal, only to realize that your stupid roommate left an empty carton in the fridge? That emptiness is nothing compared to how you're about to feel. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
I'll be clear, I don't know when. I don't know when is the right answer here, but I do think there is a time of day, and I think we should pick a time. That before that time, you're not allowed to ask to speak to the manager.
Yeah, because it's too early.
You're just not allowed. It's too early for that stuff.
It's too early. Like an early afternoon then.
I would, now see, I'd be willing to say 9 o'clock.
No, that's when you open.
9, 10?
No,
10:30?
You open.
Other side of lunch?
Or even 10 o'clock, like a company opens, and then you're just getting things ready. Like you check your messages and your emails, and you don't want someone coming and needing to talk to you then. So that's why I think early afternoon is a better time.
Because here's where I'm at. This morning...
You need to talk to the manager?
No, I don't. I actually don't.
Does someone need to talk to you?
You guys know the deal. I, once a week, can have McDonald's.
Yeah.
So I decided it's pretty early in the week to be cashing that in. Like on a Tuesday, you're going to McDonald's. That actually...
That's a statement piece.
It seems like you're a little too confident in what the rest of the week's going to look like because you might really need it on Wednesday or Thursday.
But you haven't mentioned this. You're not in on Friday.
I'm not.
So technically, you're closer to the end of the week than you think you are.
Right. So I decided to go to McDonald's, and I pull up, and my McDonald's order these days costs about $2.
Yeah.
I get a soda and an sausage McMuffin. They're each $1. Pull around, get my stuff. I pull around, and I hear the lady in front of me go, "Well, I want to talk to the manager." And
Flags. Flags right there.
You know what? No, you don't. It's early. I don't know what did they not have the creamer you wanted?
I don't even think there's a manager there then.
No, there's not. Like, are they out of hash browns? Like, what could this guy in the drive-thru have possibly done that has you screaming to talk to the manager? What do they not have? Are they out of McGriddles? And so now I want to talk to the manager.
Did you hear the conversation, the exchange, or did you get your stuff from the other window?
No, but man, you guys don't even know how close I was. I had to all but cover my mouth because I had my window down and I almost said, "Well, I want to get my McMuffin."
And then you're yelling too. You're just as bad.
Because I just thought, lady, it doesn't matter. It's too early for this stuff. Like, they gave you something to eat. Just take what they're giving you.
Be thankful.
Shut up and be glad we live in a country where we just talk and people hand us food. Think of what a miracle that is.
See,
count your blessings.
Couldn't you just gently walk up and say that to them? That would have been weird.
I don't have time for manager talk. Come on. But
did one come to the window?
no, of course not. The guy's like, the number on the receipt, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, well, you know what? No brah. Of course.
Pull on through.
Did you know the Riot can help you see into the future? Every time Obadiah says he likes a show, impress all your friends by correctly predicting it will be canceled by the end of the year.
Canceled. What are you talking about? It's not funny.
Works every time. It's the Riot on RadioU.
Is it too soon to start a Thanksgiving countdown?
Thanksgiving countdown?
I'm getting excited.
Now,
about
which part of Thanksgiving?
All of it.
All of it?
I'm excited about
the
all of it.
donuts that morning.
I'm excited about the donuts, the parade, Mystery Science Theater. I'm legitimately excited to hang out with family and eat really good food.
How come they came after Mystery Science Theater and, into the list?
Well, I'm trying to, it's
they
fine.
made it at least.
They're on the list.
They're
it's
on the
fine,
list.
right? So, you got all that. And then, you got, you're going to turkey trot. I'm going to give you a like and a little heart on your Instagram account. We're going to take a couple days off. I'm excited about all of it.
Yeah.
29 days.
To what? Thanksgiving?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not far away.
Oh, you think that's long? See, that feels like, that's not bad.
I feel like, you got Halloween next week, and I felt like it should have been next
right
weekend.
After it. No, we actually, if you look at the calendar, it's not bad because check this out. Thanksgiving is as early as possible this year.
The 22nd?
Mm-hmm. It can't get any earlier because if November 1st falls on a Thursday, then you get a really early Thanksgiving. If November 1st falls on a Friday, you go 100 years before Thanksgiving happens.
Well, it works out pretty well because then you have an extra week to get ready for Christmas, even though you'll be like, why isn't it Christmas yet?
It should be Christmas.
It'll feel
oh my gosh.
so long to you, and that's why there's that extra week.
Yeah, because it's been a couple years ago that Thanksgiving happened so late in the year that it felt like a blank between Thanksgiving and Christmas. But this year, it will be the farthest possible
away from
apart.
each other.
Mm-hmm. But I'm okay with that. I'm ready for early Thanksgiving. You know what that means? That means that's another week to enjoy your Christmas tree. That's another week to enjoy the RadioU Christmas channel. That's another week to something, whatever. Another week.
That's all we got.
So,
just those two options.
I'm just excited. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I think it might just be the time off. I just keep thinking about time off. 29 days.
The countdown
till
has
Thanksgiving.
begun.
29 days and hours. So we're getting there. Just hang on. Prepare for turkey. I'm ready.
That feeling when you hear that every school in the state is closed, but yours? Now you know how we feel. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
You know, one of the biggest problems is that we face as a society? Too much freedom, too much thinking, too much socializing. Which is why we're going to have to put the blinders on you. Have you seen
Meaning?
these? Have you seen these, Nikki?
Are these actual blinders or what?
They are literally. Let me send them over to you. I guess I'm texting it to you. I'll work on getting the correct account later.
That's fine.
But, so here's the idea. They're called Wear Space, and it is literally horse blinders for people. So
but they're not like actual, they're not for horses and we're just using them, but they're like what you see on a horse to keep them calm.
I said literally. They're like
figuratively?
Those. Figuratively. Go ahead. You take a look at them and you tell me.
It almost looks like a hard scarf that you would put around the back of your head, or not a scarf, but like those earmuffs or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you just put them up further and it goes to the side of your eyes.
It goes to the side of your eyes. So here's the idea. If you work in an open environment,
like an
office where everybody's just around and it's fun, it's collaborative, we're sharing ideas, we're too cheap to give you an office, we're all just there. What these do is it cuts out all of your peripheral vision so you can only focus on the computer in front of you, drone.
So that will, what they're saying is aid in concentration by limiting your sight and your hearing senses.
Yeah. The sad part about it is there's part of me that's like, yeah, I could use that.
That'd actually probably be really helpful, but not for that price.
How much are they?
$259. You could DIY this real cheap.
Oh, yeah.
You go to the craft store and be like, give me this.
Like, hey, guys, I need some glue and some black construction paper.
That's
perfect. What do you got? Okay. And some earbuds.
Yeah, basically.
Done. No problem. But, man, I'm telling you, I will say, like, it is... Here at RadioU, I've got a laptop. I have a desk that's like out in the open office area. I have a room where I can go work, or sometimes I'll just take my laptop and work around the building.
Yeah.
If I sit in that open area, I mean, it probably cuts the amount of stuff I can get done in half.
Well, you wear your headphones.
It doesn't matter. People, it's amazing how much more people, if I'm just right there, people are like, what you doing? How's it going? Hey, I'm just going to go over here to the printer. I'm getting paper. What are you doing?
Or is that your perception?
Oh, I'm sure it's my perception, but I've mentioned this before. My attention span has grown to be roughly 1 second long. So anytime something distracts me, I'm like, it's probably more like you go to the printer. I'm like, hey, what are you doing?
I know when the person does not mean to bother you. It's just over there near you.
I can't handle it, which is why they have to put me, I need an ISO cube.
This creates a psychological personal space for $259. Mm-hmm. Did you mention it was a Japanese designer? A studio there which has worked with a designer to come up with this design.
Mm-hmm. Well,
a little expensive. Expensive.
You know, Nikki, you're going to make it back in productivity like that.
No.
Like that.
No, you need some main company to make it in mass and offer an Amazon Basics personal space headband.
Amazon Basics office drone blinders.
Pretty much. So when they get on it, then it'll be like $29.99 and we can afford it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because I don't need an art piece. I just need, the space.
How much money do they think I make when I'm just some dude in an open office? No. I'm going to need you to come down to my level.
Well, if you're wanting to increase your productivity, they maybe think you're
an entrepreneur?
Yeah, more like gung-ho than we really are.
Hey, you're investing in yourself, all right?
There are pros and cons to everything in life, except for the Riot. Here, it's no pros and all. It's the Riot on RadioU.
Well, looky what we have here. Nikki, today, SpiderMan DLC releases.
So the downloadable content?
Downloadable content for Marvel's Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4.
Which, how long has that been out? A month?
The game?
Yeah.
Spider-Man came out on September 7th.
Okay, so is this the normal?
No, is that right? Spider-Man and Tomb Raider came out like a week apart. I'm pretty sure it's September 7th. Yeah, it was. Yes. Okay, here's how I remember. Because I was like, why can't this come out Labor Day weekend so I can play all weekend?
It was right after.
And it was right after Labor Day weekend.
And you were like, please stop annoying me.
Come on!
So is this normally when downloadable content comes out for a game, or?
I don't know. I guess it kind of depends.
Seems a little soon.
Oh, you think so?
Well, I don't know.
Well, okay, a lot of times what they'll do, though, is they'll promise, oh, yeah, we're going to have DLC out within, however long, and then they delay. A lot of times the idea with downloadable content is this. They don't want you to trade your game back in. They want people buying new copies of the game, not trading old copies, so people are buying used copies. So they want
you to
try
keep it?
Yes.
So if you're tired of it, you would turn it in.
So Obadiah beat Spider-Man 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and what they really want is for Obadiah to hang on to his copy of Spider-Man and keep buying DLC because, one, they get more money from me, and two, that keeps you from having a chance to buy my copy of Spider-Man.
Gosh, everything has so much behind. Everything has so much thought behind it. And it's not like, this is better for them. It's how can we make more money off of them? It really is.
Absolutely. But here comes the question. Should I get the DLC today?
Nah, well, how much is it?
It's $10.
Yeah, you should.
You can do one of two things. You can buy the DLC, or you can buy the season pass. The season pass is $25 and gives you, I think, 3 pieces of DLC. What I think I might do is I might just buy this one and then
see how it goes.
I almost would rather pay for them one at a time and lose out on $5 than feel committed to it. Because this way you buy one, if you like it, exciting, yay, whatever. But then if you don't, that's okay too.
These are the big questions.
Yeah.
Which downloadable pack to get? No, I don't mean it in a mean way.
I get it.
I'm just
all right, I didn't know
it was such a big day today.
No, you did it. You did.
Do I want the season pass or do I just want the one pass?
You minimized it, but you minimized it in a big picture way, so it feels even dumber.
No, these are, it's what to do.
You could have just said, I hope you enjoy your little game. That would have been insulting, but okay.
Here, you put the two out and be like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
This was like, I didn't realize that it was so important today.
Wow, if you need help, just let us know. We could do a Twitter poll. We could, just maybe we can raise up the extra $5. You just go ahead and buy the season pass.
Nikki, you don't have to be hurtful because if you'll recall, like it was in this room yesterday that you were like, hey, do you think you're going to stream some stuff for Obadiah Plays this week?
Just wondering if you were.
I know, but like...
You got to have the stuff.
Do you see the connection?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Do you see the connection?
But you already streamed Spider-Man.
I know, but this would be the Spider-Man The Heist.
The bonus edition.
So, okay, now see? There you go. There's our Twitter poll. I'm about to post it right now.
Okay.
Should I stream Spider-Man The Heist or Mega Man 11?
So put that on the RadioU Twitter?
I'll put it on the Twitter and I'll put it on RadioU's Facebook page.
Okay.
And you can stop by. And when I stream this afternoon, I will count that up and I will go with whatever everybody says. I already have Mega Man 11. Mega Man 11.
Or Spider-Man The Heist.
Or Spider-Man The Heist.
The DLC.
Downloadable content, Nikki. Don't use those technical terms. People don't always know.
You want to spell it out.
So.
All right, well, run. I mean, really, guys, you must answer the question.
It's hurtful when you act this way.
No,
I feel hurt.
I just want to encourage everybody that before you go to whatever you've got today, you must answer this question first.
Well, yeah.
You can also just text, and he'll just tack you onto it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and text. I'd love to hear from you.
I just want to hear what you guys have to say. So you are welcome to text or call 877-2-RADIO-U anytime you would like.
The Worst of the Riot box set is now available nowhere because we know you wouldn't want it anyway. It's The Worst of the Riot on RadioU.
Who's up for a trip to McDonald's Japan?
They always have the best things for their fries.
They really do, don't they?
Yeah, I always want to try the chocolate sauce was a big thing for a while. They had like a white chocolate and milk chocolate drizzle. No, they said on the fries it was good. They said it worked. It's kind of like when you dip your fries in a Frosty.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can see that. But you know what? I have a tendency. I know a lot of people like that. I don't really like fries and Frosties. All right. I don't like the mixture of sweet and salty like that. Now, of course, that's not true when it comes to a salted caramel. I think that's very good.
In fact, that's right there.
I do. I get that. I know. I knew that everybody was going to go there immediately.
Right away.
I know. And yes, that's good. But there's something about that potato. And it's like when people are putting peanut butter on a hamburger. I want to smack them. I mean, I don't smack them. Because I'm not a violent person.
But I want to. Like you're just wondering why are they doing this?
Yes, indeed.
So in Japan, you could try carbonara.
What is that?
It's that sauce. It's the pasta sauce, the carbonara, isn't it?
Is it?
Doesn't sound right in my head when I'm saying it.
I just want you to know that I just assumed that you were going to know what it is.
It's like if you go to Olive Garden, it's carbonara.
Carbonara is an Italian pasta dish from Rome made with egg, hard cheese, guanciale, and pepper.
Yeah.
Okay, the recipe is not fixed by a specific type of hard cheese or pasta. The cheese is usually a form of Romano.
So this is a 3-cheese blend made with milk, smoked bacon, and black pepper. And that is the cheese sauce that you can pour all over the fries in Japan.
They look delicious.
They actually do. So not long ago, McDonald's Japan also had the try and pour cheese bolognese, which was their fry one.
I like to say it like this. Try and pour some cheese bolognese.
No, it's a bolognese.
I know, but it should be bolognese.
So that did really well. But they like to put sauces with the fries. That's just a thing there.
Yeah, I like it too. I'll tell you what, you're dipping fries in honey mustard. You've just gone ahead and graduated to the next level.
I feel like this is next level because, you stick your fries in like whatever your nugget dipping sauce is.
Sure.
But this is a pouring thing over them.
I'll tell you what, when we were at the wing buffet last week, I got some fries and poured the cheese on the fries. Though I'll tell you what, at the wing buffet, the cheese is like yellow water.
It's been there forever.
They're just like, yeah, just put more water in it. It'll be fine.
Make sure you stir it, though, guys.
Yeah, stir it up so they don't know.
So they're at McDonald's Japan at participating locations for a limited time.
Gosh,
nowhere here in the United States, but
it's
there.
Cheese and bacon.
Yeah, it looks good.
And pepper, that sounds amazing.
That'll do. Wait, that'll do, pig.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do. Now, that's not calling you a pig. That's just from the movie, okay?
Yeah. You know what? You can call me a pig. It's fine. I'll eat it. Listen, if the price of admission for me getting some of this carbonara sauce or whatever on my fries...
We'll do that.
You go right ahead and call me whatever you need to.
And I hope
just don't call me late for dinner.
I hope it's enough, though. I hope it's not like a little sauce packet.
I don't know. The picture looks like a lot.
The Riot is an award-winning morning show.
It's literally a medal for sucking. Now that is a medal for trying.
Okay.
Radio U.
Do you guys even know that this is Friday the 13th music?
I always get it confused with the Halloween stuff.
Yeah, the Halloween one I feel like is a little more, well... It's a mess. That's just a mess.
I think that's what they were going for.
Okay, all right.
It's scary. It's emotional. Someone's chasing you. They're trying to kill you. It's not going to be clean.
You know, at some point, like, the killer's chasing you. You know what? You just turn around and whack him in the face with, like, a stick or something.
Just yell at him, no.
No!
And see what happens.
See what they do.
But we do have a Friday the 13th question of the morning for you. Like, I am so sorry. That is wrong.
No one's ever said that before.
So I'm going to let you go.
I'm going to let you kill me, but first I want to sit down and I want to talk about morality, ethics, and relativism and see, whatever.
What's your thoughts on this?
So your question of the morning, Friday the 13th, it happens in Camp Crystal Lake, and we want to know what state that's in.
You've got Kelsey. She was first with the correct answer.
What do you got, Kelsey?
It's New Jersey.
Hey, how did you know that?
Did you look it up or did you just know?
I honestly used to watch the movies as a kid, so I kind of thought about it for a second. I was like, oh, there it is.
It just came to you. I thought for sure it was like, to me in my mind, it's like Lake Placid, New York. Or like it's something around that. But New Jersey, that's correct. You have a wonderful morning. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, you guys too.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Okay, so why in the heck is the Riot talking about Friday the 13th? I'll tell you why. Because there's somebody else that's talking about Friday the 13th.
I told you the only reason LeBron went to the Lakers is just because Hollywood's the end game.
LeBron James is producing.
Yeah, his production company.
Producing a Friday the 13th reboot.
So reportedly, it's in the early stages, so no writer, no director, but there has been apparently a legal battle since Friday the 13th, the last movie in 2009.
Yeah, that's actually a weird... I read an article about that a while ago because they made that Friday the 13th video game, and they got like a cease and desist. They can't update that game anymore. They're not allowed to do anything else with it.
So basically the question is, well, who actually at this point owns the rights to Friday the 13th? So that's what still is unclear, but LeBron James production company is supposedly working on it, so they'll be the next one to do something.
Here's what I would like to know. Do you think, okay, like this morning, it's not confirmed, but basically everybody's reporting this like it's fact. Do you think later this afternoon, the news story comes out like, that's not true. LeBron James is not actually producing Friday the 13th.
Well, it's not like he's doing it, but his company would be doing it.
So that means that he owns the company. He probably gets a credit for it.
Sure.
Because he's obviously looking to build some credit.
They've only really done documentary stuff, so it's kind of odd. But then he's supposed to star and produce Space Jam 2.
Right.
So that's something.
Because, Space Jam 2...
Friday the 13th and documentaries. It all works really. You want to have a diverse portfolio.
Yeah, because Friday the 13th. When it comes
to your movies.
I think all of those movies are based on a true story. I think that all happened.
They're all.
The guy coming back from the dead and like getting all stabby.
So here's a question for you. How many Friday the 13th movies has there been? Don't look. See if you can guess.
No. Okay, so there were 9 numbered ones.
Uh-huh.
Or wait, did they do 8? Did they do a 9? Because there was Jason Takes Manhattan, I believe, was 8, and then Jason X would have been 10. So then do we count the reboot would have been 11. And then Freddy versus Jason, does that count too?
So what's your number you're saying?
I would say 12.
You're correct.
Okay.
Yay! Dude, actually, if you want to buy the rights to be the 13th movie for Friday the 13th, that actually could go well.
Somebody, let's
you
talk to
You could
let's
really
talk to
work
LeBron.
on that.
Make Friday the 13th 13.
Like, that way it could show you like being chased across the court. It's like in some, big stadium.
Dude, Nick just nailed it. Nick says it's not supposed to be Jason X, it's Jason XS.
Yes.
So that's the new, the Jason XS and the Jason XL.
Yep.
When your masked killer isn't quite big enough and doesn't have a screen that goes all the way to the sides.
His name is Max.
He's a bezel-less killer.
So that's LeBron James, Friday the 13th movie news.
So I just feel like tomorrow we're going to come back and be like, they came out and said that that's not true, something.
Well, this is all in talks still.
Or they come out and they're like, yeah, and he's been cast as Jason.
Worst of the riot, not enough? Not enough. Check the blog and all things Riot at riot.radiou.com.
Nikki, let me tell you something. Sometimes life throws icebergs at us, okay?
We're supposed to make...
And sometimes we hit those icebergs. But I want you to know that my heart's going to go on, okay?
Just any excuse to... Don't play too much of this. We don't want to get copyrighted.
My heart will go on.
Okay.
Copyright might be part of what's going on with Titanic 2 right now. And you're like, the movie?
I thought they made a Titanic 2 movie. What was that really dark one? Not like as in... Like the lighting, you couldn't see people.
They wouldn't turn the lights on.
Yeah, what movie was that one?
That was Titanic 2. This is Titanic 2, The Boat.
A different one?
It's the Boat sequel. There's a movie sequel out there, not authorized, not connected in any way.
Poorly lit.
Not connected in any way to the other. But Titanic 2, Nikki, it's a boat.
So the Titanic, the boat replica.
Yes.
So the physical boat.
Yes.
Was it in Australia or something?
Well, here's the thing. Like that.
There's a lot. It's confusing.
There's two people out there making Titanic replicas. I don't know what's going on with the other one, but this one, they started it and they were like, you know what, guys, let's just wait on it. We're having some financial problems.
Some difficulties.
So apparently, according to this press release that came out last night, they have finally gotten everything settled and they are back on track. And the Titanic 2, The Boat.
The Boat.
Will be ready to launch in 2022. They say that it is, obviously it's got all the modern safety, blah, 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 just like the original one, right? Am I right? And they say it definitely has enough lifeboats. But other than that, it's basically the floor plan of the original Titanic. You know what? Guys, the original Titanic by modern standards sucked.
Well, yeah, it was a smaller boat compared to even like what people would be taking now.
Like, people weren't even getting vitamins then. Have you ever gone to an old thing?
No,
wait,
no,
wait. I'm going to say this. Have you ever gone into a theater
made back
that's like 100, 150 years old? It's a historic theater, and you go in there, and you're like, I can't fit in that seat.
My butt won't fit in. And then if you ever go into an old house, you're like, why am my head hitting the ceiling?
That's because we're way bigger than people used to be. And I don't just mean fat, okay? I'm talking about height because we're taking vitamins, we're exercising, we're getting all this stuff that back in the day nobody got.
Can't even fit in that stuff.
People are growing bigger than they ever have. So they're like, this is the steerage compartment. And most people then were 4'8", so I'm sure you'll fit in this bed just fine.
Maybe the rooms aren't, but just the boat is replica size.
They say it is, but I hope it's not true.
But I'm sure if you were there's a lot of fans of the Titanic and that stuff, and they would take the trip.
Well, they say they're doing it. Of course, they're going to recreate the crossing from Southampton to New York.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I know. I'm way out on that. Like, I am way out. But the other things that they're going to be doing include they're going to take a worldwide cruise. So people everywhere, you wouldn't have to necessarily book passage. You could just go on the boat and, like, see it.
Oh, yeah, if it was docked somewhere?
Right. So it'll dock in places, and you can buy a ticket to go on and, like, check out all the different things and take a tour. But they say 2022, it'll be finished in China. It will then sail to Dubai, and that's when it will take on passengers for the first time. So, Nikki, interested?
No, I have never been on a cruise ship. I mean, I've been on like a day cruise.
Right,
what do they call it? The booze cruise, but I stuck with soda.
The soda cruise?
That sort of thing. It doesn't have the same ring.
It's very popular.
You know, the catamaran ride,
Yeah,
the
sure.
sunset cruise, that sort of thing.
This boat has a glass bottom.
But yeah, that sort of stuff. That's really all I've gotten into. I don't think my first cruise ship experience, I'm going to go with the replica one. I want to go with like, this is our biggest ship our company has to offer. And there's a slide and you slide right off the boat. You know, that sort of thing. We promise to come get you.
Yeah, really, we will, probably.
You slide off the boat and back into the buffet.
See, I'm with you. I don't want an authentic 19th century boat experience.
That made me feel bad about myself. Like I'm too tall, like I'm a giant.
I want to be on the boat of the future.
Yeah, where they're like, oh no, it's so spacious and roomy.
You have a Coke Freestyle machine right here in your room.
That's what we want.
Remember, if you can just make it through the rest of the riot, then you can probably make it through the rest of the week. And through the next several months. And then it'll practically be Christmas. The Riot on Radio U.
So, anybody got any plans to, like, maybe spend some extra money on some entertainment anytime soon?
You mean go to the movies? Or
Anybody have, like, I don't know, about $2 billion sitting around?
Well, what are we going to spend it on?
I mean, would you loan it to a friend if you had it? If you had $2 billion, would you let a friend borrow it?
If there was more to live on past the $2 billion, and you're going to have to sign some paperwork on that one.
Okay.
That's not just a casual float me $20.
So I loan you $2 billion for entertainment purposes, and your name is Netflix, and you're borrowing. They say they're borrowing another $2 billion in order to make more stuff.
So I don't know how does that work? Is it loaning as in like it's investors so they don't have to pay it back or what?
It says here, Netflix is going to debt markets to fund its enormous appetite for content, announcing plans to raise $2 billion in financing through debt securities.
I feel like someone needs to come in, almost like our national debt. You know, they need to go in and like get rid of all the Netflix exclusives that they don't need in the originals.
Help them clear some out.
Yeah, they just clean up some stuff.
Well,
They'd have money.
That is the argument, as we were talking yesterday about they canceled Luke Cage.
Iron Fist.
A lot of people are saying it's not that it wasn't viewership numbers that got Luke Cage canceled. It was the amount of money that Marvel wanted for a third season.
Sure.
And Netflix was like, no. So they say they're going off to make some new stuff. But yeah, an additional $2 billion.
Wow.
You know who pays that back, right?
Oh, wait.
Hi, Nikki. I see that hand.
My hand's raised. It's us.
Yeah, it's you.
It's your monthly fee that we pay.
That's right. So I still watch enough Netflix to keep it.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, there's a breaking point out there.
I think
it exists.
I think we're saying that, but that'd be a hard one to break up with. We've literally had Netflix forever.
I know, but more and more, I'm not saying they don't make anything I don't like. They do. I mean, like, come on, Daredevil. You know, there are things that I like, but they are not the indestructible content powerhouse to me personally that they were at one time. Or it could be, as we've talked about before, rotating subscriptions. So, like, hey, the new Stranger Things is out. Okay, I'm back on Netflix this month.
That's true.
You know, the new whatever's okay. Then there are things that can be done. There are changes that can be made. So I'm just saying, Netflix, if you're out there borrowing another $2 billion and you're counting on my money to pay it back, you should be careful.
Might not happen.
The worst of the riot. It's like Lucky Charms, but no marshmallows. Radio U.
So, Nikki, it occurred to me yesterday. I had some friends that were they had an awards banquet for their athletic stuff, their sports stuff.
The team,
yeah. And, people were getting awards. And that's when it occurred to me. I did get an award when I played soccer in high school. I got scholarly athlete. So
do you think that's
the person
you're a smart athlete
that carries the highest GPA on the team
to carry the team?
That's the person and that's when it occurred to me. It's funny how last night you just had that moment of realization that never in my life have I ever received any kind of nomination, notification, award, recognition for anything that remotely involves physical prowess.
So sports?
Never. And it also occurred to me, again, in this moment, that I will never be recognized for anything physical at all.
Well, if you would have been recognized, you would have received it already. Like,
yeah,
I feel like
I'm past it. I'm past it. It's over.
We probably have, what is it when your muscles just stop, like they just don't work as well?
Atrophy?
Yeah, because, we sit in this chair all the day. We play games, we watch movies. Like, we're never as strong as we used to be.
Nikki?
So I don't know if it's possible to get back to that.
No, I was deadlifting yesterday.
Well, yeah, that's true. You do work out.
I'm still lifting weights, but just to be clear.
At an award level?
I don't shine there either. I didn't have people coming up to me in the gym yesterday like, man, could you teach me some of your secrets? Could you show me what you're doing to get these results? Did you get
deadlift?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, definitely.
Aww.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I think that's most people. When you went to school, you always at least got the participation thing, but only a few got anything beyond that.
I know, but it just, it occurred to me that, like, I'm never getting that. I'm not even getting most improved. They're just like, we basically let you on the team, but your brain is the only thing that's really worth anything. And let's be honest, as a Riot listener, you may think my brain isn't worth very much because you're skipping past us right now.
Now, Ryan, excellent text message. He's in Kansas. He says, you got a medal from the last RadioU 5K, but most participants get a medal. So he didn't get the award.
I mean, yeah, I do have a lot of race medals.
Yeah,
but
you do.
Look, those are adult participation awards. That's all that is. Like that's what that is.
Aww.
And I mean, I'm not saying I feel bad about it, but there was also this element of like, man.
You just had the realization?
Well, it's that realization because I realized my entire life I really, really wanted to be good at physical stuff and sports. And it was just that realization of like, not only am I not good at it, not only have I never received any recognition for it, because to be clear, there's nothing to be recognized for, but it will never happen. I've been chasing a dream. It'll never happen. So you know what I did? I just went to Walmart. I got a box of Twinkies. I left the weights on the rack. Just walked out.
He ate them so fast that he's most improved.
Yes.
So he won that award.
Most weight gained from a single box of Twinkies.
Why can't we, no matter what age someone is, why can't you decide, no, I'm going to win an award for this?
No.
That's great motivation.
That's how, those are the people.
Then you come in and you're all like got that bodybuilding tan stuff all over you and you're going to do the showing thing for the bodybuilding.
Nikki, I got crooked arms. I ain't winning nothing. I've just,
look, you know what? Your attitude's not winning anything.
You know what we've got to do? I just gotta get a piece with it. I'm not going to win any awards for this physique.
Well,
and you know what? That's okay.
Doesn't have to be physical. It could also be esports.
I'm just competing against myself right now.
I know, and you're losing. You are losing.
Oh,
and you don't have to.
I thought I was doing good. I ran today. See? That's a check in the box.
God.
Good job, guy.
Okay.
Fist bump. You went to the gym yesterday. Fist bump, little buddy. They said as they condescended to me.
You're listening to The Riot. Voted #1 morning show. Among toddlers aged 2 to 5, among people with hearing problems, among dogs who bark at loud noises, among relatives of Obadiah, among people who lie in surveys. The Riot, RadioU.
Boy, that was rough news about Roman Reigns. Did you see that, Nikki?
I did not.
Okay, so Roman Reigns is the WWE champion.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, and so last night during Raw, he made an announcement, which if you don't know, Raw is one of their TV shows, and he just kind of came out. He's not the WWE World Champion. I'm sorry. Universal Champion.
See, this is all stuff I don't know about when it comes to wrestling. And so I was watching it because it was trending.
Uh-huh.
And so I watched a clip of it, and you could kind of go through the emotions with the crowd because at first it was like, oh, is this a gimmick? Like,
right,
you can't tell.
Yes.
And then eventually he says he introduces his real name, and then he starts telling a bit about his story. And then I think that's when the crowd finally understood, hey, we're moving the wrestling showbiz side to the side, and this is him actually talking.
Right. And so, I mean, as Nikki's saying, all wrestlers have stage names and all of that, but he just came out last night and said, hey, I have leukemia. I did not know this. He used to play college football. Didn't know that. And apparently it was either right towards the end of his college football career or at the end of it.
I think it was 11 years ago, he said? Or?
It was his first round of leukemia. It's been in remission. And apparently he came out last night. He's 33 years old. His name is Liati Joseph Anoa, but he goes by Joe. And so he announced it to the crowd. He just said, hey, like Nikki said, my real name's Joe. I've been living with leukemia for 11 years, and unfortunately it's back. And so he relinquished the belt last night and announced that he was retiring from wrestling, and at least for now, and that he had a cancer battle that he had to fight. And instead of, being a part of the WWE, but
he needed to take a break.
Yeah, it was obviously very hard for him to get up and do that. But that's, it's funny. It's not funny, but it's one of those things I thought of looking at it. What an interesting moment when he went from being the Roman Reigns, the WWE star, to just being Joe, just a person. And that, as Nikki said, that moment where the crowd is trying to understand what's going on, because you're not used to seeing that at an event like that. And it was one of those moments where I like, to me, again, this is the stuff I think about, but I was like, man, there's like a huge life lesson there, because that idea of, we all, during the day, we're all putting on a show, all the stuff. But there's that public personality you have, like, how are you doing? I'm fine. I'm whatever. And then there's like, what's really going on? And like, here's this guy who's like, hey, Roman Reigns is, it's part of who I am, but I'm really just Joe. And here's what's going on. So a huge outpouring of support for him.
Yeah, he asked for everybody's prayers. And you can tell, even though I do not, like WWE's not my thing.
Oh, it's not really mine either.
It seems like that's a good support family system for him, though.
Yeah. So very sorry to hear about it. So take some time, and you can look into that today. But Roman Reigns last night announcing that his leukemia had returned, and he had never talked about it before. I think that might be another reason why people are like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Because nobody knew this. This was the first time that he's talked about it publicly. And so it was a big, heart-wrenching announcement last night.
The Riot.
They hate me, they hate you, they hate us.
Why else would they make us listen to the worst of the Riot? RadioU.
I haven't been able to figure out, why this is such news, but I've seen it on multiple news sites, and I've been trying to track it back to, an original source. How something comes up, and it's like, all right, was there, one original article that was written about it or what it is? But I can't find out what it is. But there's an article up about Marksman. Marksman is a professional streamer, professional gamer, and that's, of course, his gamer tag. His real name is Nick. He's 27 years old, and the big thing everybody's talking about is that he makes between $300,000 and $500,000 a year
from
being
his
a
gaming
professional
stuff?
gamer. Yes.
So from professional gaming or from YouTube?
Well, no,
with the stuff from his side.
That is a big combined,
Total?
overall number. So, for example, Marksman says that it ranges from $300,000 to $500,000. He lives in Iowa. And again, I still can't figure out what it is that made this make such a big online splash. The Des Moines Register did an article on him, so maybe it just started there.
I think it just picked up.
Yeah. So far this year, he's won $38,000 from playing tournaments. So $38,000 across 6 different tournaments. Plus, he's got money that he makes from his YouTube channel and Twitch. And then he is also signed with an esports company called CounterLogic Gaming. And so if you take all of that money and you roll it together, he makes anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000 a year.
Honestly, for some of the gamers, I feel like that number seems low. But
yeah, but I just feel like we have to say this is a very small tier of people that are pulling in this kind of money.
Most people are like, yeah, I made $10 or $15.
Well, and the other thing is,
not making that much.
If you look at it, dude goes hard. He's got 930,000 subscribers on YouTube, 3.5 million views on Twitch. He streams every day from 5 to 10 p.m.
That's his job.
Yeah, and so one of the things he points out is look, my friends go out and do things. I don't get to go. I have to work every day from 5 to 10. And that is one thing for sure. If you want to be a successful streamer, you have to it's like an air shift at a radio station. You have set times, and you absolutely absolutely, no matter what,
you show up,
meet those times and are there for that audience.
Because especially gaming followers can be fickle. If your person doesn't start showing up and missing out, so they'll let you know it.
Yeah. So he says he never had any idea that he would be able to pull in these kind of numbers. He was just doing it for fun. Oh, and then the fun when your fun becomes your job.
I'm sure he's realizing that too.
That's a weird one.
But at least he's making an amazing living off of that. That's good.
I'll tell you what. If you told me, hey, Obadiah, for the next year, you're going to need to work every day from 5 to 10, but you're going to make $500,000. Don't worry. I'll find a way to make it work.
And you understand? Let's all, because it would be a job then. You'd find fault in it then.
Absolutely.
That's just how it goes. But at least for him, he seems to be doing well.
Unbelievable, right?
I know. You hate the Riot. Why are they on the radio?
Stupid. Yeah.
Honestly, we can't trust them with anything else. It's the Riot on RadioU.
Here's something that you need to remember. Anytime that you go somewhere and you see a sign, they have posted that sign because somebody did that.
When you're like, why? Someone wouldn't be that stupid to do that.
Yeah, they would.
Actually, that usually means more than one person has been stupid enough.
You get to a point where enough people have done something that you're like, all right, we have to post a sign because every time we say something to somebody, they say, oh, we didn't know.
Because there wasn't a sign.
So when you hear the Centers for Disease Control issue a press release and you read through it, you know that the only reason they're telling people to please not dress their chickens up for Halloween this year is because there are enough people out there putting Halloween costumes on their chickens.
Is that in an ironic way? You know, like if you had a pet, you sometimes dress your doggy up in a costume.
Right, but
if you have a chicken...
Do you dress your dog up ironically?
Well, I want to get a pumpkin sweater for him, but I just really want to see him in it.
Is it
it's not in an ironic way. But I guess that we don't have chickens, so we don't know that world.
They say that for a lot of people, for example, here's an interview with Louisiana resident Stephanie Morse. She treats her chickens like one of the family. And she says, just like any other family member, the chicken's going to get him a costume.
Well, it could make sense if the chicken would, like if you're dressing up as a farmer and you bring along your chicken, but he doesn't have to dress up.
Yeah,
he just goes as a
chicken.
Yeah, he just goes as a chicken.
No. The CDC is just like, listen, do not put your chicken in a costume. And in fact,
how do you buy a chicken costume?
Oh, listen, if you're
Amazon.
If you Google chicken costume, it's going to be dressing a person up as a chicken.
Chicken.
You're going to have to Google costume for chicken.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. I see that, and now I know. So
this immediately went to customer for chicken.
Customer chicken. So I need to say costumes for a chicken. Costume for a chicken.
Chicken clothes for Halloween and Christmas.
There's a costume for a chihuahua, a child, a chinchilla, and a chicken. There we go. Nope, we're still at chicken costumes.
Oh my gosh, this person they
probably make them.
They put a KFC bucket over their chicken.
Okay, now that is amazing.
That
is sad but true. Oh my gosh.
I want
to see a picture of that one.
Oh, here is somebody that has put a dress on a turkey.
What for?
Because people love their turkey.
Well, then are you going to eat him?
Oh, my gosh. That's okay.
Tell me, I want to know.
Here's a picture of Santa holding a chicken. You're mall Santa, all right? You're just trying to make some extra money to get the grandkids some presents for Christmas, and then Crazy comes in and wants you to get a picture with their chicken. It's like that time I knew a guy, he was a pastor. This woman kept bringing in WWE dolls and wanting him to pose for pictures with her WWE doll. Yeah.
Oh, these are weird.
I know.
Oh, people don't do this to chickens. I'm not even feel confident enough to hold a chicken, let alone dress a chicken up.
Well, Nikki, it's funny that you say that because the CDC actually says This is part of the press release. Don't kiss your birds or snuggle them and then touch your face or mouth. The big concern is that there is a strain of salmonella that is going through chickens this year that they say is very hard to treat, and it also passes easily to humans. So they're saying keep your hands and mouth away from your chickens and don't dress them for Halloween.
This lady, she dresses up her chickens. She has goats and a pig, and she dresses them with things too. Mm-hmm. Whoa, all right, that's fine.
I'm just telling you that, Nikki, there is...
it's a fairy
somewhere
chicken.
In the multiverse, there's an alternate place where Nikki is a big chicken enthusiast, and she doesn't feel bad about going to the dog restaurant.
I don't understand.
Yeah, oh man,
but
I'm
I
so
didn't
excited.
grow up with chickens. I don't know about that. I don't have any association with that. I just like them extra crispy.
Who's excited about?
I just can't.
We got to go to the restaurant for dog fingers. I dip them in honey mustard. They're so good.
That's a weird world.
Dog doesn't even have fingers. What are you talking about?
Okay. I'm going to click out on the chicken clothes website that we found. Oh, there's a whole magazine world with it, too. Oh, it's the sheep thing.
Oh, here's Lisa. She texted in. She says, we had a lady bring a chicken into the hair salon last year. It was very strange.
Did anybody ask the chicken to leave, or are you just too afraid to bring it up? You know, like sometimes when something's so odd, you just let it go.
I'm going to tell you right now. Somebody walks in with a chicken.
To RadioU?
I'm not saying anything because what I imagine is she walks in with a chicken. I say, could you please... leave your chicken outside. The next thing you know, I'm bleeding out on the ground because she shoots me.
Just don't want to risk it.
Or she probably has a sword and has cut my arm off.
She puts you in the bucket instead of the chicken.
Oh. We don't eat chickens round here.
We eat you.
This was the worst of the riots, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because RadioU exists, and RadioU only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.